Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Manoj Singh Rana with the Midday News. The headlines. President appoints new governors for 8 states. Thawarchand Gehlot to be Governor of Karnataka and Mangubhai Chhaganbhai Patel to be Governor of Madhya Pradesh. Over 35 crore 75 lakh vaccine doses administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. National recovery rate improves to 97.17%. More than 34,000 new cases of COVID-19 reported in the last 24 hours, lowest in 111 days. Uttarakhand extends ongoing COVID curfew by another week. Assam government declares total containment zone in 7 districts. Health Ministry launches COVID Gurukul, an informational video series on social media platforms. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Ministry and Tribal Affairs Ministry sign joint communication to provide more powers to tribal communities in managing forest resources. Delimitation Commission arrives in Srinagar on a 4-day visit to Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi pays tributes to Shyama Prasad Mukherjee on his birth anniversary. And in Euro Cup football, Italy to clash with Spain in first semi-final at Wembley, London tonight. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also to help others to get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. President Ram Nath Kovind has appointed new governors for 8 states. Union Minister Thawarchand Gehlot has been appointed as the new governor of Karnataka, while BJP leader Mangubhai Chhaganbhai Patel will be the new governor of Madhya Pradesh. BJP leader Dr. Hari Babu Khambampati will be governor of Mizoram, and another party leader Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar has been appointed as the governor of Himachal Pradesh. In a press communique, Rashtrapati Bhavan said Mizoram Governor P.S. Sridharan Pillai has been appointed as the new governor of Goa. Haryana Governor Satyadev Narayan Arya will now be the governor of Tripura. Tripura Governor Ramesh Bais is the new governor of Jharkhand in place of Draupadi Murmu. Himachal Pradesh Governor Bandaru Dattatreya has been transferred and appointed as the new governor of Haryana. The Union Government has provided over 37 crore 7 lakh COVID vaccine doses to states and Union territories so far. The government has also assured that more than 23 lakh 80,000 vaccine doses will be received by the states and Union territories in coming days.
India has administered over 45 lakh 82,000 vaccine doses to the eligible beneficiaries during the last 24 hours. With this, more than 35 crore 75 lakh vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health Ministry in a statement said that the country reported 34,703 new cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, which is the lowest in 111 days. The country's active caseload has further declined to 4,64,357, the lowest in 101 days. The active cases constitute 1.52% of the total reported cases so far. A total of 51,864 patients also recovered from the infection during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of recoveries to more than 2,97,52,000. The ministry further added that the daily recoveries continue to outnumber the daily new cases for the 54th consecutive day. The country registered further improvement in the recovery rate, which now stands at 97.17%. In the last 24 hours, 553 deaths were reported in the country. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today launched a financial aid scheme for people who lost their family members due to coronavirus. Launching the scheme today, Mr. Kejriwal said Delhi has witnessed 4 waves of COVID-19 pandemic so far, and due to coronavirus, several people have lost their lives. He said an ex gratia of 50,000 rupees will be provided to every family who lost their family member due to COVID. He said monthly assistance will be provided to those families who lost their sole bread earners. He added that monthly financial assistance of 2,500 rupees will be given to those orphan children who lost their parents due to coronavirus infection till the age of 25 years. Mr. Kejriwal said a portal has been launched through which people can apply for financial assistance. He said a representative of the Delhi government will also visit the household and help the beneficiaries in filling up the form.
In Uttarakhand, the state government has extended the ongoing COVID curfew by another week, commencing from today. The curfew will remain in place till 6 a.m. of 13th of July. The government has allowed the opening of shopping malls with 50% capacity. In another major relaxation, the state government has allowed local administration to observe a one-day shutdown on their traditional closure day. Earlier, shops in all cities and towns except Nainital and Mussoorie were mandated to remain closed on Sunday. Shops and business establishments have been allowed to open 6 days a week instead of 5. Gyms and coaching centers for job aspirants have also been allowed to open with 50% occupancy. As per SOPs, registration on the Smart City portal and a negative RT-PCR or rapid antigen test report not older than 72 hours will be compulsory for people coming from outside the state. In Haryana, the COVID positivity rate is on decline and the recovery rate is increasing every day, which has gone up to 98.62%. 54 new COVID cases were reported in the state and 117 patients discharged after recovery from the hospitals in last 24 hours. 10 deaths were also reported. The Assam government has issued new directives in the state to contain the spread of COVID-19. Talking to news persons in Guwahati, Health Minister Keshav Mohanta said that 7 districts have been declared total containment zones from tomorrow. These districts are Goalpara, Golaghat, Jorhat, Sonitpur, Vishwanath, Morigaon and Lakhimpur. On the other hand, curfew to be continued in 16 districts from 2 p.m. to 5 a.m. Mr. Mahanta said that in remaining 11 districts, including Kamrup Metro, curfew will continue from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. He said that inter-district movement continued to be banned. The minister, however, said that essential and emergency services to be continued.
The Health Ministry has launched COVID Gurukul, an informational video series on its social media platforms. It is aimed at disseminating authentic information on COVID-19 pandemic and its vaccination program. Leading public health experts, policy makers, doctors, scientists and health professionals will participate in this series and will help in sensitization of people towards COVID-appropriate behavior and bust the myths around the vaccines. The Ministry of Civil Aviation has increased the capacity of domestic civil aviation operations from the existing capacity of 50% to 65%. The Ministry took the decision in this regard after reviewing the current status of the scheduled domestic operations as per the increasing passengers' demand for domestic air travel. The Ministry, in a tweet, said that the order issued in this regard will be applicable up to the 31st of this month or until further orders, whichever is earlier. The airlines have been operating only 50% of their pre-COVID domestic flights since the 1st of June 2021 in accordance with the order of Ministry issued on the 28th of May. Before it, the cap was at 80%.
The Environment, Forest and Climate Change Ministry and Tribal Affairs Ministry today signed a joint communication to provide more powers to tribal communities in managing the forest resources. The joint communication is related to Forest Rights Act, which recognizes and provides forest rights to tribal communities and forest dwellers. The joint communication was signed in the presence of Environment, Forest and Climate Change Minister Prakash Javadekar and Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda. Terming this signing of joint communication a historic one, Mr. Javadekar said the Union government is committed for the welfare of the tribal communities and forest dwellers. He said this communication will empower the tribal communities and help in effective implementation of the Forest Rights Act.
मोदी सरकार पहले से ही आदिवासी विकास के लिए कमिटेड है। जैसे पिछले 7 साल में 5 लाख आदिवासियों को पट्टे दिए हैं, 25,000 से ज्यादा कमिटियां नई बनी है ग्राम सभाओं की। जो बजट आदिवासी विभाग का केवल 3800 करोड़ होता था, आज लगभग दुगुना होते हुए 7,200 करोड़ हो गया है। वंधन योजना का लाभ 4 लाख आदिवासियों को मिला है और 18,000 सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स तैयार हुए हैं।
Mr. Javadekar directed the forest and tribal officers to include Gram Sabha in the planning and management of forests. Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda said tribal communities and forest dwellers have always promoted the conservation of forests. He said water, forest and land is our traditional system and tribal communities are the keepers of the forest. He said signing of joint communication is the extension of Forest Rights Act and it will help in maintaining the biodiversity and resources of the forest.
दोनों मंत्रालयों के बीच में हमारा यह सहभागिता पत्र जारी हो रहा है, जो हम एक सतही तौर से जंगल में रहने वाले आदिवासी को जनजातीय और जनजातीय समाज को केंद्रित करते हुए वनों का आच्छादन अधिक से अधिक हो, यह सुनिश्चित कर रहे हैं।
You're listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. President appoints new governors for 8 states, Thawar Chand Gehlot to be governor of Karnataka and Mangu Bhai Chagan Bhai Patel to be governor of Madhya Pradesh. Over 35 crore 75 lakh vaccine doses administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. National recovery rate improves to 97.17%. More than 34,000 new cases of COVID-19 reported in the last 24 hours, lowest in 111 days. Uttarakhand extends ongoing COVID curfew by another week. Assam government declares total containment zone in 7 districts. Health Ministry launches COVID Gurukul, an informational video series on social media platforms. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Ministry and Tribal Affairs Ministry signed joint communication to provide more powers to tribal communities in managing forest resources. Delimitation Commission arrives in Srinagar on a 4-day visit to Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi pays tributes to Shyama Prasad Mukherjee on his birth anniversary. And in Eurocup football, Italy to clash with Spain in first semi-final at Wembley in London tonight. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The centre is disseminating awareness of national helpline numbers for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The helpline number of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry is 1075. The child helpline number is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number is 14567. The helpline number of National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 08046110007. Ayush COVID-19 Counselling Helpline number is 14443 and MyGov WhatsApp Help Desk number is 9013151515.
Welcome back to the Midday News on All India Radio. In Madhya Pradesh, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has said that the state government will try to create 1 lakh employment opportunities per month through various means. Speaking at the Crisis Management Group meeting, Mr. Chauhan further said investment is being attracted rapidly in the state. More from our correspondent.
Chief Minister Minister said that Corona has badly affected our economy, business, trade and livelihood. Increasing employment opportunities is the biggest challenge at this time. Meanwhile, state on Monday recorded 32 new cases and 6 deaths, while 39 patients were recovered from infection. The active cases in the state reduced to 466. Of the total 52 districts, 38 districts did not record a single new case. Pooja P. Vardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Maharashtra, the opposition BJP today formed a parallel legislative assembly in the premises of Vidhan Bhavan in Mumbai to protest against the suspension of 12 of its MLAs. Alleging unruly behavior on the floor of the House, presiding officer Bhaskar Jadhav had yesterday suspended the 12 MLAs for a year. Raising objection to the convention of the parallel assembly in the premises of Vidhan Bhavan, Shiv Sena legislator Bhaskar Jadhav asked Speaker in charge Narhari Jhirwal to confiscate the microphone and loudspeakers set up for opposition legislators to express their views. More in this report.
Adhering to the instructions of presiding officer Bhaskar Jadhav, the marshals of Vidhan Bhavan confiscated the loudspeaker and mic. Later, after the media was asked to stop the live coverage, leader of the opposition Devendra Fadnavis slammed the government and said that they would convene the parallel assembly in the Vidhan Bhavan press room. He accused the MVA government of hiding the COVID-19 death figures in the state. He alleged that in Mumbai alone, information of 17,259 deaths were concealed. Amidst all this, State Agriculture Minister Dadaji Bhuse tabled Farmers Strengthening and Security Assured Value and Agriculture Service Agreement Bill 2021, which is aimed at suggesting reforms to the centre's 3 agri-bills. Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar said the 3 agri-bills which would be tabled by the different departments of Maharashtra government are aimed at giving justice to the farmers to give them the assured returns in time and minimum support price. He said farmers can make suggestions to the bills tabled by the state government. He said the debate on the bill will be held in Nagpur during the winter session of the state legislature. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
Army Chief General Manoj Narvane called on General Sir Mark Carlton-Smith, Chief of General Staff in the British Army, and discussed issues of joint military cooperation. The Army Chief on his 2-day visit to the UK is also scheduled to meet Secretary of State for Defence Ben Wallace. The Army Chief will visit British Army formations and engage on subjects of mutual interest. The Delimitation Commission has arrived in Srinagar today on a 4-day visit to Jammu and Kashmir. The commission comprises Justice Ranjana Prakash Desai, Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra and Deputy Election Commissioner Chandra Bhushan. Upon their arrival in Srinagar, they will meet leaders of national and regional political parties of Jammu and Kashmir. The purpose of this interaction will be to gather first-hand information about the conduct of the delimitation exercise to carve out new constituencies in the Union Territory. The Commission will also carve out constituencies for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes for the first time in Jammu and Kashmir. The Delimitation Commission was constituted in March last year and its term was extended by another year in March 2021 due to the ongoing pandemic.
The Union Government has termed the website sebd.in.net as fake. This website is claiming to be a research institute under Skill India and offering unemployment assistance and charging an amount on the pretext of application fee. The Press Information Bureau has clarified that no such website and institute is operated by the Skill Development Ministry.
The National Tiger Conservation Authority has approved the conversion of the Ramgarh Vishdhari Sanctuary in Rajasthan's Bundi district into the 4th Tiger Reserve in the state. The proposal for converting the Ramgarh Vishdhari Sanctuary, which is spread across 1,071 square kilometers, into a Tiger Reserve was recently approved by the National Tiger Conservation Authority's Technical Committee. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has urged the Union Government to withdraw the proposed amendment to Cinematograph Act 1952 and also allow for functional autonomy of the CBFC. In a letter to the Union Minister of Law and Justice Ravi Shankar Prasad, Mr. Stalin pointed out that the draft bill had given rise to serious apprehensions not only in the minds of the film fraternity and industry, but also among all sections of the society that cherish freedom of expression.
The birth anniversary of BJP icon and the founder of Bharatiya Jansangh, Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, is being celebrated today. He was born on 6th of July 1901 in Kolkata. He was a prominent Indian politician, barrister and academician and served as the Minister for Industry and Supply in Jawaharlal Nehru's cabinet. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has bowed to Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee on his birth anniversary today. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said his lofty ideals motivate millions across the nation. He said Dr. Mukherjee devoted his life towards India's unity and progress and also distinguished himself as a remarkable scholar and intellectual. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar has also paid tributes to Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee on his birth anniversary today. In a tweet, Mr. Javadekar said that Dr. Mukherjee, a nationalist, devoted his life for the unity and integrity of India. In West Bengal, rich tributes are being paid to Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee on his birth anniversary. Governor Jagdeep Dhankar paid his tributes and tweeted that his lofty ideals motivate and inspire millions across our nation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke on phone to Dalai Lama to convey greetings on his 86th birthday today. Mr. Modi wished him a long and healthy life. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
दुनिया रंग बिरंगी, खट्टे मीठे रसीले समाचारों का सतरंगी खजाना आकाशवाणी पर। खबरें होंगी हटकर, जानेंगे कुछ अलग, हंसेंगे खुलकर, करेंगे सजग। सुनना न भूलें सोमवार और मंगलवार आज सवेरे तथा शनिवार और रविवार कार्यक्रम परिक्रमा में।
Delhi's Bhavna Mamgai won the AIR News' Olympic quiz, being the fastest to send the right answer yesterday. To take part in the Olympic quiz, tune into the Sports Scan program.
In the run-up to the Tokyo Olympics, the News Services Division of All India Radio in its Sports Scan program is broadcasting every day Olympics quiz with AIR News. Olympics quiz आकाशवाणी समाचार के साथ in Hindi. Every day a question related to Olympics will be asked at the beginning and closing of the program. To participate in this program, listeners can send the replies by email on airsportscan@gmail.com. The first correct answer received through email will be adjudged the winner of the quiz. The name of the winner will be announced in Sports Scan program the next day. It will also be flashed on AIR Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The Sports Authority of India will provide India team jersey to the winner. So tune in to the Sports Scan program every day at 7:20 p.m. on FM Gold and on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official.
With 19 days to go for Tokyo Olympic Games, AIR today will be taking you through the life of an Indian boxer, politician and incumbent member of Parliament, MC Mary Kom.
Born on November 24, 1982 in Manipur, Mary Kom has inspired a generation of women boxers in India by winning 6 World Championship gold medals. Famously called as Magnificent Mary, the 38-year-old is the only female to win the World Amateur Boxing Championship 6 times, the only female boxer to have won a medal in each one of the first 7 World Championships, and the only boxer, male or female, to win 8 World Championship medals. She gained a bronze at the 2012 London Games in the flyweight 51 kg category. She became the first Indian female boxer to win gold medal in the Asian Games in 2014 at Incheon, South Korea, and is the first Indian female boxer to win gold at the 2018 Commonwealth Games. Mary Kom is also the only boxer to become Asian amateur boxing champion for a record 6 times. On 25th April 2016, the President of India nominated Mary Kom as a member of the Rajya Sabha. She was awarded the Padma Vibhushan, country's second highest civilian award in 2020. The Tokyo Games can be the legend's final Olympics hurrah, and she can be aiming to bid adieu by achieving that elusive Olympic gold.
In Eurocup football, Italy will clash with Spain in the first semi-final at Wembley today, while England will take on Denmark in the second semi-final tomorrow. Italy beat Belgium 2-1 in the first quarter-final to extend their unbeaten run of 32 matches. Spain advanced by beating Switzerland 3-1 on penalties after a 1-1 draw. England crushed Ukraine 4-0 in Rome to set up a last-four clash against Denmark. Denmark overcame the Czech Republic 2-1 to make it to the last four.
The Sensex at Nifty today logged modest gains in intraday trade supported by appreciation in shares of banking, finance and auto companies. Both stocks rose around 0.4% amid mixed global cues. The Sensex zoomed to trade above the 53,000 mark while the Nifty was trading around 15,900 level. The BSE Sensex climbed 190 points or 0.36% down at 53,070 and the NSE Nifty surged 60 points or 0.38% to trade at 15,894. World Zoonosis Day is being observed today. Zoonosis is an infectious disease that spread from animals to humans. The day is observed to commemorate the first vaccination administered against a zoonotic disease, rabies. This year's theme is Let's Break the Chain of Zoonotic Transmission. We have a report. No, sorry, we don't have a report right now. Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. The national capital Delhi is likely to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder lightning. The minimum temperature was 29 degrees and the maximum may go up to 40 degrees Celsius. Mumbai is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius while maximum is expected to be around 33 degrees. Chennai may have rain or thunder showers towards evening or night. Kolkata is expected to witness partly cloudy sky with possibility of one or two spell of rains or thunder showers. Jammu is likely to have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards evening. The minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 39 degrees. Srinagar may witness partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain, thunderstorm or dust storm. Leh is likely to have partly cloudy sky. Gilgit is expected to have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Muzaffarabad is likely to witness partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Itanagar is expected to witness generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Kohima is likely to have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 27 degrees. Guwahati is likely to have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 34 degrees. Imphal may have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature was 22 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 30 degrees. Agartala is expected to witness generally cloudy sky with one or two spells of rain or thunder showers. Aizawl is likely to witness generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Shillong is expected to have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Gangtok may have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain. In Dehradun, rain or thunder showers may occur towards evening or night. The minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 35 degrees. Chandigarh is expected to have mainly clear sky. Hyderabad is likely to witness generally cloudy sky with one or two spells of rain or thunder showers. And in Ahmedabad, it is likely to have partly cloudy sky. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. President appoints new governors for 8 states. Thawarchand Gehlot to be governor of Karnataka and Mangu Bhai Chagan Bhai Patel to be governor of Madhya Pradesh. Over 35 crore 75 lakh vaccine doses administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. National recovery rate improves to 97.17%. More than 34,000 new cases of COVID-19 reported in the last 24 hours, lowest in 111 days. Uttarakhand extends ongoing COVID curfew by another week. Assam government declares total containment zone in 7 districts. Health Ministry launches COVID Gurukul, an informational video series on social media platforms. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Ministry and Tribal Affairs Ministry signed joint communication to provide more powers to tribal communities in managing forest resources. Delimitation Commission arrives in Srinagar on a 4-day visit to Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi pays tributes to Shyama Prasad Mukherjee on his birth anniversary. And in Euro Cup football, Italy to clash with Spain in first semi-final at Wembley, London tonight. And with that we end the midday news.